Welcome, everyone, to another episode of your favorite podcast, Create Your Joy, with your hosts, myself, Shruti Goel, self-love and empowerment coach, and my colleague and friend, Ivania Liang, who is a purpose and mindset coach. And today I am really excited to bring this song called A Sky Full of Stars by Coldplay. And I chose this song because it's one of those that makes you think about the big questions in life. It zooms you out from the minutia, the daily grind of our lives. And so without any delay, I want to turn it over to Ivania to help us dive into the lyrics. It's a beautiful song.
Oh my God, thank you so much for this. This is actually the first time that I'm actually going to look at the lyrics. And I mean, I heard the song, but I never paid attention to it. Like, oh, I would like hum and okay, sounds good. But then I will go on. So let's start. Because you are a sky, full of stars. I'm going to give you my heart. Because you are a sky, full of stars. Just on these sentences, what it came up on my mind is that what if the universe is looking down to earth and is saying that's like the universe, full of stars. And I'm going to give you my heart, which will be the energy. Like that what like came up to me. It's like, what if it's just a mirror that we're holding up to the sky? I don't know, that what came up to me. And it goes on.
What a beautiful image. What a beautiful image.
Thank you. And it says, because you light up the path. I don't care, go on and tear me apart. So here, when it says, because you light up the path, I think like the universe, before we had the new images of the universe, was kind of dark with stars that light up, right? But with the new images that came, I think last year, if I'm not mistaken, that is actually full of colors.
Yes.
Right? And if you think of it, nature and everything we have on Earth is full of colors. If you look from off, like if you zoom out. So that was for me, like it came out, like it's a reflect, like a mirror.
Beautiful.
So, wow. And it says, I don't care, go on and tear me apart. When it says that, I don't care if you tear me apart, it's just, you can tear apart the energy, but you cannot literally get rid of the energy. So it might spread. So I'm just thinking like, it sounds to me like if someone says something, or if I'm going through a difficult challenge, or in my difficult situation, it might seem like people, society, or something is tearing me apart. But since I know what I am, it doesn't matter if they tear me apart, because if it tears apart, we rebuild and we get back together even better. That's what came up for me. And this part, it says, because in a sky full of stars, I think I saw you. For this, more like for me, it's like a poem where you have to dig in, and it's like, what does it really mean? And when it says, because I'm the sky is the limit. There's no limit. And there's a full of stars. Like I said, like we go back to the mirror. I want to go back to the mirror, because if you see it from above, the earth, like it's big. Of course, we like very tiny, 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 but at the same time, if you zoom in, we're part of it.
Yeah.
If you zoom out, that earth becomes like a big star of billions of stars. So it's like, say, like, let me give you a reflection of it.
Yeah.
And it's, I think, like for me, it's more about, let's think about it, what we are. Not who we are.
Yeah.
But what we are. And like we talked about, like you mentioned another podcast, because another one, sorry, you talked about that we are the what do you call it, Shruti?
Stardust. Yeah, that
Stardust.
we're stardust. Yeah.
And then, so I think it's referring to that of an essence, not this physical, not this personalities that we developed, but like what we really, really are. I think it's just referring to that, and there's no limit. Like we're always gonna be here, like always.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a beautiful poetry. I feel like this one we can just sit there and reflect and go back into it again and again and again. What do you think? What is your take on this?
Yeah, I mean, musically, I find this song just very relaxing every time I hear it.
Mm.
It's musically a very rich and beautiful number. And like you were saying, I think had maybe never fully appreciated the lyrics
Mhm.
until we chose it for our podcast. And I hope that all of our audience will add this to their playlist if it isn't there already, because songs that bring you out of your daily existence can really give you a bird's eye view on life and what's important. And I love that about this song. And the other thing that strikes me about it is, the song itself, the writing, the words are so simple, but they're
Mhm.
incredibly powerful. And here again, we see the beauty of repetition, where the same lines are repeated again and again with a little twist in each verse. And oh my God, the impact of each of those lines, is manyfold when it
Yes.
lands on you. So in the next couple of verses, I want to talk about how it says, because you're a sky full of stars. And I can't help but, being a self-love and empowerment coach, it almost sounds like an intimate conversation between someone and the wise part of themselves. And this person seeing themselves for the first time as no different than the sky itself, realizing their essence as stardust, just like any other star. And when you find that connection, it's maybe just that moment of both surprise and recognition of your own magnificence, that you're no different and you're just as wondrous as a sky full of stars. And, no matter how much astronomy has advanced, we still look upon the stars as these great objects of mystery. We don't know everything about them. And so it is with us as human beings. There is so much that we know about us as human beings, yet there is so little. There's so much
Yes.
mystery that lies in our minds, that lies in our hearts, that lies in our souls. So I really love that part. And it says, I want to die in your arms. And what I'm receiving with this is, again, from that self-love perspective, is if you can rest in your wise self, if you can have faith and integrate parts of yourself as one being, gosh, that would be a place of comfort to breathe our last. Often people that are living in conflict with themselves are never at peace internally. And so when they pass, they're still in that state of conflict when they're passing. But what if you could die in your own arms? You could feel secure being who you are on the inside. So that's what I'm taking from this. Because you get lighter, the more it gets dark. I love this line because it reflects how much, even when we're being broken down, we are ascending. We continue to grow. And like in the previous verse where you were talking about, go on, tear me apart. Think about when we're building our muscles. In order to build a bigger muscle, you have to shred the muscle that you have right now. And you do that with certain kinds of exercises. And then you get to build it up again, stronger than it was before, recruiting more fibers than you did last time. So I love that aspect here, because you get lighter the more it gets dark. I'm gonna give you my heart. And I feel in here, in this line, it's really talking about, I'm gonna give you, as in my wise self, my heart for safekeeping. rather than allowing the inner critic, for example, or even the critics on the outside to tear me apart. I'm going to give you in my safekeeping, So I really love that part of it. And then it goes on to repeat, I don't care, go on and tear me apart. Because when your heart is in keeping of your wise self, then it is so protected. You know who you are. Then yes, even if someone tries to tear you apart, I don't care if you do. Because at your core, when your heart is with your wise self, when your parts are integrated into one whole, then attempts can be made, but you know who you are. And every particle of your being is aware of its unity with the wholeness, even if you take that one part and put it somewhere else, or there's hurt that occurs. Because in a sky full of stars, I think I see you. I think I see you. And I love it because I feel like this line, I think I see you, brings home the fact that he is looking up, this person is looking up at a sky full of stars and saying, hey, I'm the same stuff as you are. You and I are no different. I think I see you. I see my wise self. I see my magnificence reflected in the majesty of the universe. So, gosh, I just am in awe of this song, how simple it is, yet how powerful it is. And I'm going to turn it over to you to bring it home, Ivani.
Yeah, I wanted to say, wow, this is so beautiful. And I love how you were able to explain every single line and what it really means to you. And how how you were able to bring into the wise self into it, because it could be very intimate, this song. And it would be intimate in a sense also that you can reflect. We're going back in what you are. What is it that you are? Like asking that question of why am I here? And then it's so funny because every time when we wonder, I don't know if you notice, when somebody wonders, it looks up. Why do we look up? Why do we say, I wonder? Why we don't do that? And I wonder why I don't do that. Like, we don't do that. And that's the thing, that's where curiosity starts. And we wanted to continue cultivate that curiosity.
Yes.
Because like this, to me, this beautiful song is like a poem. It's like, let's ask that question. What doesn't that even mean when I say, I want to die in your arms? Like,
yes.
What is it? It could, of course, it could be talking about someone that you loved, at the same time. But to me, like you were explaining, like it means something more personal, like wondering. And like you said, when you don't have those conflicts that you able to pass, and I'm just wondering, like I said, like always wondering, that is peaceful going into whatever stage we go into it. Because if we look up, we're always looking up. Why are we looking up? And it's like, say, you're okay. Like you're listening to your wires. If you start to tune into your intuition, because and what is that? Like, can someone really explain what is that intuition? It's your higher self with it. And the things like we cannot, like you said, technology is not there to be able to see the universe incompletely. And the same thing within us, not the physical body, because the physical body, they're able to scan it.
Yeah.
But really our soul, they're not able to scan it, but only to feel it. And this is such a wonderful song to reflect on for days and even years, because every time we change, meaning that our mindset, we become a new version, we are in a different state. But anyways, let me continue with this. It says, because you are a sky full of stars, such a heavenly view. You are such a heavenly view. Yes. Yeah. And it's interesting that it says such a heavenly view, and you are such a heavenly view.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
To me, it's a reflection, like inward on yourself. You are magnificent, like the word you used before.
Yeah.
And it's such a heavenly thing to look at yourself. And
Yeah.
at the same time, like even when I close my eyes, it's not that I'm seeing me, but it's
Yeah.
like I'm seeing me, like absorbing myself of what I am, not the
Yes.
physical.
Yeah.
And the same thing, like when we look at the sky, it's magnificent.
Yeah.
Even though we don't have the telescope to see every little detail, but it's
Yeah.
just amazing. And I think
Exactly.
it's just a reflection of that.
Yeah.
What's your take on that, Shruti?
That was amazing to hear, Ivania, the way you described that, each of those lines. And I can tell you that as you were talking about this, when it says such a heavenly view, it brought me to the fact that when we use the word heavenly, we talk about this divine perfection. And when you're looking up and saying, what a heavenly view, and then you say, you're such a heavenly view, you're comparing those two things directly and saying, hey, there's perfection in the way the stars are, just the way they are. And so there is perfection in the way we are, just the way we are, flaws and all, what we consider our flaws. And I can't help but notice that here, that it seems to be a very deliberate choice, to say you look up. Why is it? And I love that question you asked. Why is it that we look up? Why don't we look down? And there is something inherent in the human nature to look up at the vastness as at something bigger than ourselves and to find a piece of ourselves in that. And so I find that this song for me is kind of like another song that we have done in another episode, which is Wrinkle in Time by Smiley. It's one of our more recent episodes. And it's the kind of song that can, just make you confront the bigger questions in life. And I find that when you can do that in an active way, rather than just falling through our life doing the same things day after day after day, you allow yourself the beauty of a pause and you say, okay, what else could this be? Am I on this earth to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day for the rest of my life? Sure, that's one choice, but what other choice is there? And that other choice is to gain a different perspective. And I just wanted to say one other thing here, that songs like this, bring me back to our purpose and our joy in creating this podcast, which was to bring to our audience a new awareness. Even if it's a well-known song that we have heard 100,000 times before, to look at it with new eyes, with new perception, and draw new meaning from it. And even when something is really well known or old, if we can bring out new meaning from it, then we're doing something active. We're being a creator of our life rather than just sitting passively through it. So I just wanted to make that point, and I invite our audience to be active in their own lives. And one very small step to do that is choose a song, share a song with us that you would like us to dive into together, or do this exercise with someone you love and see how beautiful the other person's perspective can be. So I really want to invite you to do that and be the creator of your life would be the message that I want to share.
Thank you, Shruti, for that. And one thing that came into mind when you were speaking, when you said like, also I like the fact that you said be the creator of your life. I like that a lot. And when I just wanted to say where it says, because you are a sky, you're full of stars,
Yeah.
such a heavily, view. What came up to me when it said stars, like you are the star. And then again, you are the star of your story.
Well said.
Period.
Well said. Yeah,
I leave it that on to you guys to reflect on that.
exactly. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. We are so grateful. And We really, really appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much. If you like this, please like and subscribe. It means a lot to us. And we'll see you next time. Always be creating the lifestyle that you want to live.
Exactly. Bye for now.
Bye.